If we are self-imposing upper limits of what we can and can't do in our language learning, here's a new thought. We're actually trying to control how vulnerable we are to getting hurt. Welcome back to Confidence Reset with me, Emily from Language Travel Adoptee, for multi-passionate language learners looking for motivation, confidence, and joy along the way as they study. And this is definitely an interesting insight that I recently reflected on. It's so interesting to think about setting goals and then reassessing those goals and thinking, okay, those are unrealistic expectations of myself. And for the longest time, I also did that. I mean, I set goals and I went into this mode of, well, maybe I can go for this language or this certain language, but I'm not going to go for this language because I can't do it. And when faced with really assessing our goals and why we did what we did, why we set what we set, it's interesting to see the contrast between, well, I set this goal, but I shouldn't set this next one. That's really why I don't enjoy using the term realistic goals, because of this one fact, right? We are, in a way, trying to protect ourselves from getting hurt. We don't want to be vulnerable to getting hurt. It's really the core of it. You know, there are other possibilities of what realistic expectations mean to us, but I do want to bring this side of the argument to your attention because it's definitely influenced me. I remember thinking for the longest time, well, I'm going to learn all the Romance languages and I'm just not going to learn any of the languages that have different scripts or different writing systems. And that was me trying to protect myself from getting hurt. Knowing that language learning has brought out a part of our more authentic selves. We just feel more ourselves when we are somehow interacting with our languages in the way that we like. And whenever I hear realistic expectations, at the same time, I hear being afraid of vulnerability and being afraid of nurturing more of that authentic self, nurturing more paths that language learners especially can use in order to reach more of who they are authentically, learn more about themselves. Now, of course, I say, language learning is just a tool. It's a part of us. We are the main driving force. And ideally, we prioritize ourselves before any language. But it's interesting how that contrast works, because if we limit more of the paths to reach and understand more of who we are authentically, then we also limit us in a way. And this is what I really thought about this year, setting my goals and knowing that I can finally allow myself to dabble, because I know that dabbling, personally for me, is going to help me further deepen my understanding of who I really am behind my languages. It's such a beautiful dance between the two parts, and I really encourage you to look at your goals, think about, okay, what are these realistic expectations? Am I really actually trying to protect myself from getting hurt, and therefore blocking myself from a little bit more creativity, a little bit more joy that I can find by identifying different paths in order to get to know myself more fully on the language journey? Write me down in the comments below what your answer is, then check out this next video for more language confidence.